to the election to watch him lose.
Yeah.
Because that's the American way.
And it's also the current president of the United States. We used to respect the position. We don't anymore.
Think of it.
I want to speak to what we do know. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, or information and intimidation on election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high. I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as to the direction our country.
I alluded to the fact that I was going to talk about the deep state and what it means, like what the deep state is and who are some people. Here comes Have a Seat, Gabriel.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You can't get this nowhere else. You can't get it nowhere else.
Best way to demonstrate what the deep state is to talk about who is the deep state, right? And all you have to do is go back a handful of years and go Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, deep state. That's the deep state. These guys that have been in government.
We must never descend into violence. The Republican convention will start tomorrow. I have no doubt they'll criticize my record and offer their own vision for this country. I'll be traveling this week making the case for our record and the vision, my vision of the country, our vision. I'll continue to speak out strongly for our democracy, stand up for our Constitution and the rule of law, to call for action at the ballot box, no violence on our streets. That's how democracy should work. We debate and disagree. We compare and contrast the characters, the agenda, the vision for America. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. You know, that's how we do it, at the battle box.
Know how you would even handle that. He's going to be very suspicious, dude. He's super smart. And he knows people, I would imagine that he'll probably put a private detail. I don't even know how you would even handle that. But in terms of food, because that's where I would be very afraid if I was him. Now you know someone's trying to kill him. Did you know Trump went golfing today, by the way? So gangster. But anyway, like, you know they're going to try to get him again. I don't think there's any likely scenario where anyone's going to get a shot at him. But food is where I'd be concerned. Poison. And so if I'm him, I would have someone in my family like Eric or like Don Jr. going to stores and buying packaged food. No, even if I have to eat like shit for months, dude, Doritos and fucking whatever you can buy in a package with preservatives and all that. But that's how I would feel safe eating this entire time. You go to the store, you buy it, you bring it directly home here, and you go to different stores every time, buy different shit every time, and that's what I'll eat. Because someone preparing my food, if I'm him and I know who is certainly, if I was suspicious of who would be behind this, they would be like the most powerful, terrifying people in the world that literally never face any repercussions.
Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, or God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate, to pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face the time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence.
Is in front of you, and they're saying, okay, poisoning, drones, another lone shooter, IEDs, blowing up a building and bringing the whole thing down on top of him, flying a plane into him. Like, how do we keep this?
We must never descend into violence.